Hi, I'm Carson Block. I'm here to tell you about something incredibly great called the Innovation Fest. The Innovation Fest is an 8-hour project boot camp. It's a space to create, it's a safe space to take risks, and to try new things. Now, most of all, it's a chance for us to push the envelope of what it means to be a library today. Now, this has been inspired by Hackfests, and you'll see a little bit more about that. There's an example on the registration page when you sign up. But we want to make really clear, it's not limited to technology. It's limited to nothing, actually. And that's why we're here. Now, why we're doing this, organizations, of course, tend to be kind of rigid, right? And there's a really good reason for that. We have lots to do in our organizations, and we need repeatable processes and consistency. But we also need to periodically stand back a bit and ask great questions like, are our original goals still the right ones? And if yes, are we really doing the right things to meet those goals? The Innovation Fest is a great way to kind of step back and to ask those questions and to make changes that will make a difference. Now, the idea of the Innovation Fest is to share common problems or common aspirations and work together in teams to design solutions that can be implemented. Now, just for fun, there is a competitive element, but the main goal is to get together with passion around great ideas and make things happen. This entire program is designed to be a supportive environment for experiential learning. That will be providing support, mentoring, and instruction for you to make sure that you're successful. Now, you'll work with a team of 4 people selected by the event planning team based on some things that you all have in common and some things that make for a complementary set of skills on a team. When you register, there'll be an option for registrants to indicate if you're already part of a team or if you have a project that you want to work on already. That's perfectly fine. Now, the Fest is designed to have a strong support structure. We want everyone to succeed. Now, to help support your work, you will work with mentors. For example, there'll be advertising specialists to advise in areas of marketing, a computer programmer for tech questions, and other areas of mentoring. Our live event date is October 21st with an option of night before experiences. A little bit more about that later. And registration begins now. And we also want to point out that in this case, the medium is the message. The planning team of Chris, Crystal, and myself have iterated and innovated along with you in real time. We've actually been working on this in a very deliberate fashion since about April or May of this year. In order to be responsive to your needs, we need to also make sure that we're agile and we are having our ears to the ground and listening to you as we go through. And we're doing this in a structured manner and a deliberate manner. So what you just see in terms of the things online, the things in these keynotes, etc., are just the tip of the iceberg. We've been having so much fun behind the scenes working together as a team with our complementary skill sets to create the best possible experience for you. Now, what does it mean to be innovative? That's kind of a fun topic. It's kind of slippery sometimes. Some synonyms include change, upheaval, transformation, and breakthrough. But there's really no formula for innovation. It's basically a fire in the belly, really. There's something that you want to do, something you aspire to, or something that you want to change, and you need to come up with a path to get there. That is the idea of innovation, and that is the goal behind Innovation Fest. And also, when you're thinking about goals are things that are so good. They don't change very much, but we also want to keep the possibility open for things, the way we accomplish those goals, to change all the way as we're going forward. We can throw things out that aren't working all the time. There are a lot of myths around innovation. You can look up innovation myths on Google. You'll find 8 million hits, and some of the information agrees with itself. Some of it conflicts with each other. But probably the biggest misconception is that innovators are special gifted people only. They're not. Anyone can be an innovator. Anyone can play in this field. We don't want people to not get involved in this because you're thinking, well, I'm really not an innovator. I just want to change some things, or I don't feel special, or I don't feel elite, or whatever that means. You're welcome. We want you to be there because all it takes to innovate is having a great idea, having that fire in the belly, to want to change something or improve something, and then through discipline, working together to make it happen. Now, I want to encourage you to participate, so I'm going to confront a few things that may stop you. You don't need authority or permission to innovate. It's not a hierarchical thing. You just need that fire in the belly. Innovation happens at all levels of organizations, at all levels in our lives. For those of us who have children, know that sometimes the best ideas have come from our kids when they were little, because they're looking at things with fresh eyes. They're not constrained by the constrictions of the day, and they're not afraid to share their ideas. That's exactly what it's like to innovate. It doesn't have to be from the top, it doesn't have to be from the bottom, it doesn't have to be in the middle. It can be from all of those places, even at the same time. So wherever you're at, you can innovate. Now, risk is a very, very important part of innovation. We have to be not just willing to fail, but we have to design our process to make it safe to fail, because failure is actually just a milestone on the way to success when it comes to innovation. In fact, I wouldn't trust a solution that hasn't been tested and refined and tried out before we say that it's permanent, or whether we say that it's something that we want to carry forward in a much larger manner. So don't worry about failure, because that's a big, big piece of it. Also, I'm going to talk again about this fire in the belly being the great source of inspiration. Fire in the belly beats technical skill or education. Sometimes it takes someone to come in and not know anything about the classical elements around the problem to actually have the right idea or a good idea to solve that problem. So don't worry if you don't feel like you're well read enough, or you don't know enough about the background of anything. All you need to know is that you have a problem that you think should be solved, and you want to do something to solve that problem. We've all heard the classic expression. I think Henry Ford said something that if he would have asked people what they wanted in an automobile, they would have said, I want a faster horse. And we've all heard that. And sometimes that makes us say, well, I guess we shouldn't ask people what they want. They really don't know what they want. That's kind of true, and it's also kind of false. What I think happens in those questions is we're kind of mixing up the format of the question with what we're trying to learn. And part of that format mix-up is when we mistake the way to do something with the thing that we want to do. We kind of marry those two things when indeed they're actually two different things. So if we can have a focus on the thing we want to do, we can try many, many, many different ways to solve that problem. So what I'd like to say is it's still valuable to ask people what they want. Maybe not how they want to do it, but what they want and the things that they want to accomplish, the problems that they have in their life or the challenges that they have. Those are perfectly good questions for you to ask of others, especially if you're looking at creating a solution for a patron, but also when you're getting together with groups or trying to figure out what some of the problems are that you should solve. Those are great questions and great conversation starters. Innovation also does not have to be a big splash. Little things count too, and may be even more enduring than that big splash. Baby steps are awesome. These serial keynotes are an example of how we identified a problem together as a team and then came up with a way to solve the problem and implement the solution. When Chris first invited me to come and speak and to participate in the design of this workshop and especially the event on the day it was happening, I checked my calendar and dang it, I am gone. I'll be traveling all over Texas doing trainings that week. There's no way I could get to the Bay Area for this wonderful event. So we asked ourselves, what can we do to actually make this work? And we came across the idea of doing a video keynote. Then we came across concepts like micro-learning and thinking about what's best for the format, because nobody wants to sit here and watch a 30 or 60-minute keynote on video when you're just raring to get going on things. So we came up with the idea of serial keynotes, of a little keynote at different points in the process of putting the fest together and trying it out. So we're trying, and we're going to see if these are successful and if they work for you, and or if there's things that we can do to be better. But the point is that this is actually an example in real time of how we're trying to innovate in the same way, in a group, in the same model, along with you as you prepare to participate in this event. Now, in terms of what you can do, there's only one thing you have to do. If your interest is piqued at all, if you think that you're interested in getting together and spending this time, and if you're intrigued by this process, all you need to do is sign up. That's the first step. Just sign up. Optionally, you can talk about a problem or an issue that you would like to solve. There'll be questions within the sign up form to make that happen. But at this point, you don't even have to have that much. If you're interested, we want you. So I hope you're interested, and I can't wait for the next keynote, and I can't wait to see what the registrations look like as they come in. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.